actually, it's very good for me to be the last speaker because I can call this a day, anytime, any moment when you want to leave this room at this time of the evening. And also it's a very good opportunity for me because when I was invited by James, I got surprised because I'm not young anymore. Well, because I'm not at your age range, but I have actually been attending White Talk for the previous 2 times, and I also was inspired by those speakers, by young people whose experience was very inspiring. And I thought, why couldn't I also share my experience somewhere? Now is the time come. My topic for today is the vitamin C for life. Vitamin C is very important for everybody, right? So if you want to live younger, I think you have to take vitamin C more often. But I can tell you, what I'm going to tell you now, actually no one knows about it at HKUST. Tonight, you are special because you have this information. You can see, this is where the place I grew up. For those local people, anyone who are not local, I think some of you are not local, right? This place is called Shatin in the 70s. And it was a very early developed place in Hong Kong. And I lived here. This is a public housing inside here. So I think when the photo was taken, I was doing something here. Okay? And the place now is like this, very well developed. It's now the most populated new town, not new town anymore, most populated town in Hong Kong nowadays. And my schools, I attended these 2 schools, primary and also secondary, and both of them are still there in Shatin. And just like every one of you, I was a very lovely student in school. You can see playing drama, I was chosen to be one of those lovely kids. And I have very good friends. I have 2 friends who we form our group as a Shatin Gang 3. People call us like this. And the school became a Band 1 school after my departure, after I left the schools. So nowadays they became the Band 1 schools in Hong Kong. That means that they are very good in every aspect. And I had a lot of activities at the time, always play in the street. As you can remember, the place I grew up was a very, it was surrounded by soil everywhere. And we played very naturally, organically. We could do anything without going into the toilet. So this is the place we went. And also we had a lot of exercise, always play with each other. And we have very good teamwork. As I told you, we have a group of Shatin Gang 3. We always work together, doing something in the street. And we do some brain exercise, very good mental things, right? So you can see, yeah, actually I played mahjong before and also played card. When we finished our studies and in school, we went to someone's house when parents were working and they were not at home. Then we have time to play at home, playing mahjong. And actually, I spoke before, right? Not anymore. And because they wanted to try something new, just like all of you. But at that time, ranking was not so important. Nowadays, every school, every university talk about ranking. At the time, my ranking for myself was also very good. Always stand in front of the class. It was me. In primary school, it was me. In secondary school, I don't know. When I was searching the photos that I had at home. I found, how come I was always standing on the right, in the front row, next to the teacher, or in front of the teacher? I don't know. Maybe because of my physical height, I'm always not tall enough to stand at the back. But luckily, the ranking was good, and my performance was also remarkable. Yeah, I didn't do very well, really. Very often, I didn't get anything better than F, but that was imaginable because we always have games and things played after school, in the street, doing things like that at the time. What else? And then I was asked to leave the school because of my good performance. And then my parents needed to find a new school for me. And this is the one. I switched to this school in Tai Po. The photo quality is not good. It's the school in Tai Po, not in Sha Tin. That means I needed to travel from Sha Tin to Tai Po every day on my own. So just to attend this new school. But luckily, in this school, I met a very, very tough teacher. She was very, very harsh, but I couldn't find her photo anywhere from internet. So this is someone who I can find a facial expression was like this. And she was very picky, always bring on students, always pinpoint on something, including me. But one day, she said, "Donny, well done, good job." I was very surprising why she praised me in front of the whole class this way. But that made a very, very important change to my life because I always remember this day, that moment in my life. In Chinese, that is called Hoi right? Open your mind, make yourself understand yourself more, and so that I understand that actually I could do something better than what I could imagine before. I started to actually do something now, actually learning something, actually paying more attention to what I learn, what I hear, and what I do. So my grade gradually got improved. No more F, sometimes E, sometimes D, and yeah, you can see. But this actually made a very, very big difference and very impactful life-changing sentence to myself. And one day I told my mom, could I go to study abroad? She didn't object. Actually, if you remember, I mentioned I used to live in the public housing in Hong Kong. That means our family financial situation was not very good. But I asked my mom, and she didn't object, and she didn't say we didn't have money. How could I support you? But actually, she was very supportive. Well, spiritually. Okay, I went there. I went to UK a few months later after summer. I didn't do well in Hong Kong, so I didn't imagine the life in the UK. I didn't able to speak actually. I could only speak ABC, yes or no, things like that. And things becomes very difficult for me. The first year, all subjects failed. All subjects failed. That means I wasted a year of time in UK, didn't do anything well. And when I phoned my mom and told her the result, actually I cried. Actually I felt ashamed of what I did. But of course, she didn't blame on me. And she couldn't say anything better than just calming me down. And then I retreat in my room, and then I after I couldn't remember how long, I decided to retake another year of the same subjects that I took. But at that time I discovered I didn't have money anymore because my mom really couldn't able to support my study anymore financially. Then what I needed to do was to find a job in the UK or anywhere else where Chinese people live. We have a Chinese restaurant, Chinese takeaway. This is anyone knows. There's a fish and chip shop in the UK, very common, selling fish and chips, and sometimes some Chinese food. I just started to look for jobs in this kind of family-run fish and chips takeaway, and later on I move on to a restaurant, doing anything that you can imagine in a restaurant, dishwashing, really like this, and also a waiter, and also dim sum seafood, dim sum master. Really, I know how to do dim sum. I know how to do dim sum, okay, and how to prepare food like this. Because I was an assistant for the master chef and also the dim sum seafood. So I have recipe of how to do the dim sum. That was given by my previous master. And also I also did a bartender. So everything you can imagine that a young person could do in a situation like this. I also spent some time during the semester in being the bus driver for the school, because in our campus, this campus actually in Western country usually to be very big, not as HKUST. And I also managed to pass my driving license, and then I decided to take a job on campus, and they offered different type of job opportunity, including bus driver for the school bus. Actually, I actually did that kind of job. Also took a chance to practice my driving skill free of charge. And at most, I took a lot of different type of part-time job in different location of restaurants. And at most, I have 4 part-time jobs every week. On Wednesday, I went to a Chinese restaurant doing a waiter's job. On Friday evening, I also went to another restaurant, also being a Chinese waiter. On Saturday, I went to a restaurant being the dim sum chef assistant. And on Sunday, because on Sunday, usually Chinese people will go to Chinatown to enjoy dim sum and food. But I also really need people to serve some drinks. So I took up the bartender position. So everything I have done during that several years. And I took the chance to learn, to improve, to practice. And actually, I have improved not only my English, I also improved how to communicate with different people. Because being a bartender, being a waiter, you need to meet with a lot of customers. Then that's why I also know how to do customer service. That's why I know how to communicate, the interpersonal skill, things like this. And also how to manage my time, because I needed to study, I needed to do my work, I needed to earn money. Okay, after earning money, I could do a lot of things. Paying for things like this. I travel a lot during some holiday. I went to France, Europe, Switzerland, Italy, Spain. I remember Spain also. Of course, within England, Scotland, London, Bath, things like this. A lot of things that I could explore. And also, I could manage to pay for my tuition fee as well as the social life living. Without asking my mom, everything paid out of my self-earning. And I also managed to buy my car, my first car. Actually, this is the one I bought. I think that time was 19 years old. I think so. Yeah, I still remember this counting number. It was a Fiat. Not very good in actually the condition. But still, I managed to graduate. A street boy, used to fight in the street, playing mahjong after school. But actually, after several years of struggling, I managed to graduate. What else? I found a dream job of most of our students or young people. I was accepted into an bank in Hong Kong, in Central. But with the daily routine life, I didn't like it at all. I saw all the money transaction. When the fund managers, they needed to transfer money. Actually, they needed to go through me because I needed to prepare the information and then endorse it, checking everything and then endorse it before passing to my boss to actually approve it. But actually, I saw all this kind of exciting information, but I didn't like it. I decided to do something else. I missed my life in my university in the UK. And felt very bored. And at the time, in year 1991, luckily HKUST started to have the first class open in several months later, and they started to recruit some new staff members. I applied it, and I got accepted because I found the opening very interesting. It was an executive officer too in student affairs office, which I'm working now in. And I thought, I didn't know what student affairs was. I just thought student affairs. That means student and affairs, and that means I can meet with students, I can do something with students, I can do some affairs with them. That was the interpretation. And I could work in a university. Okay? Actually, that was very exciting to me after working in a very boring office in a so-called iBank in Central. And then I moved from Central to Clearwater Bay. Okay, from C to another C. And this photo was taken, I think, in year maybe 2000, because we have already have new session here. But when before that time, actually, we had less buildings around. And after 25 years of working here at HKUST, I actually have a lot of experience. Very exciting, not only because of the salary, not only because of the environment. Actually, I had a lot of opportunities to do many things because of the university, although it's still new, but at that time, everything was new. So many things about student affairs, I have the chance to start develop the student amenities, the rooms, how to configure, set up some rules and regulations, and communicate with different people, FMO, how to do set up a new facility or something like that. And also recruit staff members, provide some training. So for me, has been very, very exciting. And also at the time we had a lot of opportunities to travel, because at the time we needed to learn something from elsewhere in order to facilitate our discussion, our development. So also had a lot of time to mingle and play with our students. And also had a lot of opportunities to take photos with graduating students. Very exciting, very happy. And we also had a lot of time, opportunity to meet with different people, including some celebrities. When they came here, play with us, or play with the student, we have time to play with them also, and also celebrate some events. Actually, photos here, you can see colleagues, ex-colleagues, they also already left HKUST, but we still keep in touch. We also have colleagues having been working here for more than 20 years, and now they are retiring. We had a very good occasion to recall our good memories when they were here. We had a good time when we had promotion. Actually, this photo was taken when I got promoted, so-called promoted from EO1 to EO2 to EO1. Colleagues celebrated with me. So a lot of good time. And also we engage ourselves in a lot of activities, Dragon Ball in China, and also the Christmas party, and also those are the winners of the Olympian gold medal winners came. We took photos, and I had a chance to meet with a special person like Jack Ma together, and also receive what we call a certificate of appreciation from the president. And the most special thing is people know me well, understand when they travel, when they go away, and when they want to give me something. The only thing that they can send is postcard. I like to collect postcards. So in my room, in my office, actually on both sides of my room, the wall are postcards put on, and they are postcards sent by different people, including students and alumni, and also ex-colleagues. They could allow me to record a good time with them, and also give me some energy that now I didn't have time to go there, but I will aim one day that when I retire or something, I can go there by myself. And during my 25 years, of course, I got married. I have a child, a son, and it has been a very, very exciting moment in my life. You can see I have some hair, a little hair, and no hair now. But what's more exciting is I 25 years of working here, and 2 years ago I started to work also for the Entrepreneurship Centre, promoting entrepreneurship. I decided to prepare some written information about the good development of our students or alumni. Because I know a lot of alumni, I know a lot of our current students, they are doing very good things. And I think it's important or necessary to record their successful or unsuccessful story. So about a year ago, I decided to actually prepare something to prepare a book to record that. So last year, I actually published a book on their stories, and that book was published in the book fair, Hong Kong Book Fair in July last year. And luckily, actually very luckily, the book was ranked number 6 in the top 10 best booksellers in the Hong Kong Book Fair. I think it was because of the story inside, because of the people would like to know about how HKUST alumni are doing in terms of their development as well as their entrepreneurship successful case. And yeah, and another good thing to tell you is about 2 months ago, I decided to, I became a Christian. Because the call of God, I actually inspired by the importance of a Christian, the priest, and I become a Christian myself. And but that's not the last thing that I'm going to do. I'm still a very a dream chaser. I always still have to chase a lot of my dreams that have yet to realize. Hopefully, before I retire from this university in less than 20 years later, I will be able to at least achieve more of the dreams that I'm still in my heart. Okay, this is the end of my little story. Thank you.